Unlike the longevity of its counterpart, the Queen of the Ring tournament, once named Queen's Crown, was established in 2021 with the inaugural winner being the one Zelina Vega. And after 1 year off, the Queen of the Ring tournament returns later on this year alongside the return of the King of the Ring tournament in Saudi Arabia. Check out that video I did on it. It's pretty good. But I'll be honest with you, the last tournament was not that good. The finals was maybe 6 minutes while the shortest match was under 2 minutes. Nothing really felt like a big deal. It was not handled properly in my opinion. Hopefully that is rectified this go round. But that's what we're here for. Not to be negative, but this is how I would book this year's Queen of the Ring tournament. It's the week after WrestleMania weekend, where at the show of shows, it was a double night of new women's champions within the WWE. NXT's Cora Jade outsmarting and outlasting the field to win the vacant NXT Women's title at Stand and Deliver. The unhinged Asuka unseating Bianca Belair after 1 year as champion, while Rhea Ripley placed judgment on Charlotte Flair's reign by becoming the only woman to win the NXT UK, Raw, and now SmackDown women's titles in her young career. And as information regarding the tournament was eventually revealed by WWE official Adam Pearce, who pitched the return alongside the King of the Ring tournament. Over the course of the next few weeks, superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and a select few from NXT will compete in the tournament, and the winner will not only be crowned queen, but will receive a title opportunity against their brand's champion at Money in the Bank in London, England. Over the course of 24 to 48 hours, 8 competitors were selected to represent Raw and NXT, while 8 competitors were selected to represent SmackDown, with the previous winner, Queen Zelina Vega, earning an additional spot against a surprise opponent, possibly making this the most unpredictable women's tournament in recent memory. Throughout the first round, the ladies had a chip on their shoulders, delivering some barn burners the only way they know how. On Raw, Bayley, The Man Becky Lynch, Piper Niven, and Io Sky punched their tickets to the next round. On NXT, 4 prominent fixtures on the Gold brand in Jacy Jayne, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, and the returning Roxanne Perez advanced, while on SmackDown, Liv Morgan, Dakota Kai, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shayna Baszler made it to the next round, while Zelina Vega awaited her surprise opponent. Her opponent is none other than the legendary WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, fresh off returning to the ring at WrestleMania, looking to add another accolade to her already historic career. But the former queen was not having it, as after a solid back and forth exchange, the First Lady of Legado del Fantasma crushed the hopes and dreams of Trish to advance and earn an automatic bye to the semi-finals after negotiating this clause in her contract, giving her an advantage over the other competitors in this tournament. With Zelina Vega taking a rest, the other competitors continued to fight it out on Raw and SmackDown when management shook up the match order, giving us unique matches to say the very least, including a matchup between 2 damage control partners to keep everyone on edge, which saw Raw's Piper Niven dominate NXT's Jacy Jayne to advance, Raw's damage control imploding when Io Sky outstrikes Dakota Kai to move on in the tournament, Raw's Becky Lynch taking SmackDown's Liv Morgan to school with another win over the fan favorite, SmackDown's Shayna Baszler choking the life out of NXT's Zoe Stark to power her way through, while 2 of NXT's shocked the world when Roxanne Perez caught Raw's Bayley slipping and got the win over the former women's champion, followed by Alba Fire burning her way through Raquel Rodriguez to advance. With Zelina Vega automatically in the semifinals, we are down to 6 competitors, all vying for that chance to take the throne from the defending champion. At this stage in the tournament, Zelina Vega is chopping at the bit to find out who she will face, as the remaining 6 will compete not only for a shot at the crown, but a title opportunity against their brand's champion in London, England at Money in the Bank. The pressure has reached that next level. Continuing to prove to the world that she is no joke, Piper Niven overpowered the resilient Roxanne Perez to bulldoze her way to the next round. Running back their intense feud over the NXT Women's Championship a couple of years ago, Io Sky cemented her spot in the next round when she caught Shayna Baszler lacking with a submission, proving that she has many ways to win when a lot is at stake. While Alba Fire shocked the world when she out-wrestled Becky Lynch, overcoming the man to fill out the semifinals of this tournament. It is now time for the semifinals of the tournament, with 3 competitors scratching and clawing their way here while the previous champion negotiated her pass to this point. Which is smart if you think about it. Let your adversaries wear each other out while you pick up the pieces. In the first matchup of the semifinals, it's the battle of 2 former tag team partners, which ended up being quite the showdown, with neither woman able to keep the other down for the count. But Io caught Alba lacking and left her flat on her back after hitting a moonsault to advance to the finals. And after picking her opponent's name out of a hat earlier in the evening, Zelina Vega was tasked with attempting to overcome the focused and powerful Piper Niven in a rematch from the inaugural tournament, which she failed to do for the second time as Piper snake-bit her way to victory, guaranteeing that there will be a new Queen of the Ring. With the finals now set for Queen of the Ring, on the final Raw before the event, both competitors opted to compete in respective matches as a warm-up, but that wasn't enough for Piper Niven, who demanded a microphone to deliver one final message to the Genius of the Sky.
2021. I made it all the way to the finals under a previous name that can burn within the depths of hell, and I failed. I failed to win the crown, I failed to make my family proud, and for the remainder of that year, bad thing after bad thing kept happening to me. So I rectified that when I bested Zelina, and I should be feeling good. But I don't, because Io Sky, you're the genius of the sky. Some would say you're the best in the world, but on Saturday, you will have to put that to the test. You will have to stand across from the most dangerous version of Piper Niven you've ever seen before in your life. On Saturday, Io, it's time that you pay the piper, and my currency is suffering. You will suffer.
A focused Piper Niven getting straight to the point. She is determined to win the crown. But her message was received when Bayley and Dakota Kai assaulted her from behind. But all that did was piss off Piper, who sent both women flying out of the ring. But then from behind, Io struck with a steel chair, reminding everyone that damage control is perfectly fine, before unleashing a ruthless assault on her larger opponent, targeting her leg before walking away. Will Piper even make it to the finals? We are live at WWE King and Queen of the Ring, which is fitting, as after starting with 24 in the end, the Ring General Gunther overpowered his way to the crown, and after starting off with 26 competitors, we are now down to the final 2 in this year's Queen of the Ring tournament. The 2021 runner-up Piper Niven clashes with the calculating and lethal Io Sky, with the former being less than 100%, but getting the clearance to compete for a future title opportunity against the Raw Women's Champion at Money in the Bank. Right from the start, Io targets Piper's bad will to bring the larger opponent down to her size throughout the duration of the match, but the will to not fail again kept Piper in this fight. And when she shifted her weight to take the pressure off that bad will, the snake came out to bite, which saw Piper decapitate Io with lariats and power bombs, but that wasn't enough to keep the former NXT Women's Champion down. It was at this point that a frustrated Piper begs for Io to get to her feet, and when she charges towards Io to strike, her knee buckles, and Io takes full advantage by clipping the injured knee as Piper struggled to stand up, before hitting a moonsault on her fallen opponent before locking in a knee bar. And despite holding on as much as she could, Piper was left with no other choice but to tap out, awarding the Genius of the Sky the win, becoming the 2023 Queen of the Ring. Despite being determined to not fail back to back, the injury to Piper's knee was too much for her to handle, which Io took full advantage of, awarding the Joshi Judas a date with destiny, a future showdown with her past in Asuka and the Raw Women's Championship. All hail the Queen of the Sky. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, hit that subscribe button, and while you're doing that, make sure you check out the opposite part of this story right here, where I booked the 2023 King of the Ring tournament.